Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 7 of the Ailhorn podcast. My guest today is Ray Worth, the guitarist of fellow Asheville-based band, the Bask. He is also the founder of Toneworthy Presents and the mastermind behind the excellent Heavy Mountain Festival, which usually takes place here in Asheville in September. But I'm assuming that this year is canceled, correct?
That would be correct. Very unfortunate decision, but a lot of festivals are going in with the confidence, and there's no confidence. So there's no need in making bending over backwards for it.
Sure. All right. Well, let's get started from the beginning. Did you start Bask, or did you get involved after they had already started up?
No, actually, I had a bunch of riffs and a bunch of songs. God, I don't even know how long ago that was now, 6 years or something. I don't know. And had a bunch of songs and a bunch of riffs. I was looking for a drummer, and good old Matt Evans linked up me and Scott Middleton. We jammed for, I don't know, about a year and a half and tried out a whole bunch of people in the process. And then found Jesse, who plays bass, actually on Craigslist. And which I always love that story because it's like, we went through, a couple of different people trying things out. We knew what we were looking for. And so we get a call from him. And he's like, I love, who you're into. And I saw it on Craigslist. And it looks like right up my alley. And I'm moving to Asheville. And I got all this good gear. And I was like, oh, God, I've heard this 100 damn times. Like, yeah, I'll be there soon. And my gear will show up 3 months later. And you're like, uh-huh. So sure enough, I was like, yeah, well, when are you moving? He was like, right now. So that dude was like literally in the U-Haul truck searching for a damn band while he moved to Asheville.
Oh, wow.
So I always I love that story. Yeah. So he was like on it, like in the U-Haul, like searching for a band to join as soon as you got to Asheville. So, and then, he came, tried it out, and it was all, it was Zev, who was vocals. We actually linked up with him live.
Okay. So that's pretty unusual for a bass player to be that dependable. So that's a good story. I love cracking on there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No doubt on his dependability.
Yeah, and you get some good beer now, don't you? Doesn't he own the Whale?
Oh, yes. He owns the Whale, and a lot of times when we'll tour around, there'll be all these other brewery buddies, and there's more beer than we can even comprehend to drink backstage. And it's very welcomed. That's for sure. We're always rolling around with delicious treats.
Maybe I should join as a merch guy or something.
Yeah, for sure.
So the second album, the Ramble Beyond album, that's when I heard of you guys actually, when you were on my radar. Did that album lead to you signing to Season of Mist? For 3?
Yes, it did. We were on tour with Weed Eater, and played in Philly at Kung Fu Necktie, and it's just one of those things where you never know who's in the crowd kind of situation. A really, really awesome individual named Gordon, who was at Relapse for a long, long time, and he developed Bareness and Mastodon, and so, once I found out who he was, I was like, oh, shit, I'll try to slide him a record and see how this works. So I was like, got up my courage and went and got a vinyl and went to try to introduce myself. Hey, I'm Ray, I'm playing Bask. Just want to give you this vinyl. And he straight up just looked at me and was just like, no. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. So went back to the merch table to the guys, and they're like, how'd it go? And I was like, oh, totally, absolutely bombed that. We ended tour, got back, and then like a couple of days after tour ended, we get an email from Gordon, and I was like, yeah, I wanted to sign you to Season of Mist. I gave it over to Michael over in France, and yeah, that's how that worked out. That's
a pretty good label to get on, for sure.
We were very, very fortunate. I definitely did my rounds and asked all my musician buddies. I was like, hey, what's your thoughts on this? And everyone had just glowing reviews to say about Season of Mist, and we haven't been disappointed yet at all. They treat us great. We love each of them.
I would say that leads you some pretty good European connections too, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they've definitely been able to get us a lot of good European press and whatnot as well, especially with the home base being out of France and whatnot. And then we had a pretty good relationship. We had a lot of last previous label over there, and it's like where your agent's out of. So yeah, so hopefully this more connection into French territory.
Oh, cool. How badass was touring with High on Fire in Europe? And that had to be like amazing.
It was it was surreal. Like we won the internet lottery basically. Like they're like, how in the fuck did you land that? And I'm like, I have no idea. But that's just another weird thing. Like the same thing where I was telling that story about in Philly. Someone at Universal Music Berlin somehow got our first due to the internet and was like, oh shit, we need to sign these guys. And then they were like, no, they're too small, get them on a smaller label. And so that's when we linked up with the smaller label who put out like all those Cadaver records.
Yeah.
And a little linked up with them, and then they put out the first two records. So anyway, so they got on that, and then that's how they were like, oh, it was crazy because the agent, so then they pitched us to like a management or agent or something, and they were like, okay, well, be good to go for all of November. You're either going out with High on Fire or Clutch. And we were like, holy shit. You know what I mean? And then, so then it was supposed to be us, Black Tusk, and High on Fire. But then Black Tusk dropped off the tour. So then we got to be direct support on that whole month-long tour with High on Fire. And it was just like, it was crazy. All those dudes were so fucking nice to us, and they could have big boyed us and playboyed us, but they never once did they. They were just like cool as shit, even Pike, just super, super down.
Yeah, I've heard he's nothing but really nice. I think someone saw him at Fleetwood's after Heavy Mountain, the first one, Heavy Mountain. And they just dude, and he's just like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, no ego or nothing.
Yep.
So
yeah, he ended up Heavy Mountain was the end of like a little run for High on Fire. So the rest of the dudes flew on back home, and he ended up like kicking it around Asheville for like 4 days. And he just kicked it in Asheville because Sleep was playing the following weekend at Hopscotch. So he just like chilled in Asheville all fucking week, and then made his way to play a Sleep show in Raleigh.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to run into him. It's always like I see everyone else on Facebook like posting pictures. I'm like, why the hell can that shit ever happen to me? I'd slip him a record.
Yeah, but yeah, he was always cool. I remember his guitar tech. I remember we were in London. This was like the biggest show of tour. I think it was like 750 people or something like that. And his guitar tech let me warm up on his Les Paul before the London show. And I got this cool picture of me grinning like an idiot holding Pike's Les Paul backstage in London.
Oh, dude, I don't even play guitar, and I would still play it. So, yeah.
Yep. But, yeah, it was, like I said, it was cool. It was surreal. That same tour was when the Paris shootings happened. So we were in Europe when the Bataclan in Paris got shot up. And we were in Belgium at the time, and we were scheduled to play Paris 3 days after that. The day that we played Paris was the day that they lifted, like, the lockdown ban, and I will never forget that show I like literally just got cold chills just like bringing this story up because it was the most emotional show I think I've ever played. Like strangers were just like hugging me on the street crying and was just like, I thought about not coming out because I was scared that I would get shot, but I figured, if these people are here from America, then, and they can't kill the rock and roll, so I'm here. And I was just like, oh, my God, just like bawling like a baby. And we were like loading out, just like hugging strangers, just like holding each other. And it was one of the most beautiful experiences of my life.
Wow, that's cool, man. I didn't even know you were over there around that time. So I remember that happening, but... Yeah,
it was scary. I got a text from my mom. She was like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Mom, I'm not even in that country right now." But to moms, it's in Europe, so you're there. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely. Did being on Season of Mist lead Matt Bayles to record you guys for your last album 3?
Yes and no. Yes, in the fact that we're fortunate enough that Season of Mist presented us with a budget. No, in the fact that they didn't tell us who we had to go through. We shopped around in a few different places, and we knew on this third one that we wanted to do it right and kind of go big. We talked about electrical audio, and then ultimately we still wanted to kind of be in the mountains for this one. We thought it'd be weird to like be up in Chicago like the whole time, and we just wanted the record to embody just where we're from and what sings in our heart. And so we went to Echo Mountains and was like, hey, here's what we got. And they were awesome about working with us, and as they do with a lot of local bands. We were incredibly intimidated by the fact that it is at Echo Mountain, but Jessica and them over there are like really eager to work with locals when they can. So they were able to make us work, and then from there, same thing. We hit up Matt Bayles and was like, hey, here's what we got. Here's a time frame. Can you do it? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. So we flew him in and chilled with him for a week, and we're really happy with how everything turned out.
Yeah, when I found out that you guys were recording with the guy who recorded the classic Mastodon albums, I was like pretty jealous. Still am. But man, I was like floored that you guys like landed like such a guy with such a pedigree. Because I mean, it's not just the Mastodon albums. He's been like an assistant for Soundgarden and I think Pearl Jam. He recorded the Warp Riders album for The Sword. That's a pretty awesome dude to work with.
Yeah, it was. Really enjoyed listening to all of his stories in the studio, and a lot of that stuff would be like, just really, really surreal to hear, like being in the studio with Neil Young or, all those, early Mastodon records and hearing all the stories from that as well. It was really, really cool, really, really rewarding, well, and that. And Echo Mountain it was great. It was great.
Yeah, I enjoyed the album, man. Like, I think it really had the feel of being recorded here in the mountains. Like, every song just feels like a folklore tale of some kind. It's 36 minutes. It's pretty short, but man, there's a lot of music stuffed in that 36 minutes. I mean, I've been down in my workshop before and listened to it like 4 times in a row. It just gets like in the groove, and you just kind of listen and absorb it. I think it's killer.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I really appreciate those kind words. We definitely worked our asses off on this one. We pretty much, leading up to the studio, treated it like a part-time job, and we were rehearsing 15 hours a week, and for 2.5 months. So we knew that there was already pressure because we were in the studio with Bayles,
Sure.
And he is not shy about telling you if you suck or if you played a part wrong at all. So we knew that, and we knew he was a ball buster, and so we made sure to have our shit together before we went in there. So,
was he hard on the guest musicians that you had for Maiden Mother Crone, or was he kind of pleasant toward them?
He was very pleasant. He was very pleasant with them. I think he was able to spend less time with them. So he was very pleasant with them. So no complaints. No complaints there at all. Bayles, where Bayles really exceeds is like we recorded that whole record in like 4 days, basically. And it was 12-hour days, 4 days back to back. And the fact that we presented him with so much shit that we wanted to do and overdub and layer, and that we were able to accomplish 95% of that is due to the fact that he is able to keep everyone in line and is like, boom, here's our schedule. We do this, boom, 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 move on. And he's able to like meet with those deadlines very, very professionally.
Oh, cool. The only producer we've ever worked with is Andy Bishop down in Hemsville. So he knows us, and he's not shy about telling us we suck either.
Yeah, for sure. There's a beauty in honesty, so I'm good.
Yeah, he's very honest. Like when I do my drum stuff, he's just like, dude, that just sucks. Like just do something better. It's like, well, that's what I've been practicing for 3 years. I mean, come on, So yeah, when I need to change it up, it's like, man, I can't do it on the spot. But I found out that most of the time when I do stuff on the spot, it actually turns out to be better than what I was doing the whole time we were playing live. So I don't know. Honesty has a way of.
It's all about that muscle memory. That's like, when I'm rehearsing. When I'm rehearsing for tour studio, I just play it until I hate it, and I do that intentionally because it means I don't have to think about it, and I'm just bored with it. And so that's the ingrained that I'm looking for in the songs or the riffs.
Yeah, I understand that for sure. So
Yep.
it's safe to say that the COVID-19 virus has pretty much messed up your plans for the tour with Elder for the spring.
Yeah, that was scheduled for North America in May, and now all those dates got pushed back to November. So, just like everyone in the music industry, everything just has a big question mark on it. So, I mean, really, really hoping I would love, because like we've been chasing supporting Elder on tour for years. We've been bugging our agent because we're on the same agency as them, and we've been bugging them. They're like, just give us an Elder tour, give us an Elder tour, just give us an Elder tour. And so finally, after a lot of persistence, they were like, "Gosh, shut up, okay, here." And so that puts us to where we're at. But hopefully everything works for November. We really got our fingers crossed. We've been interacting with those guys, sorting out backline and other good stuff. So I feel like we would mesh well on tour together. So hopefully it works out.
Yeah, I have a feeling that some states aren't going to be open in November, so your tour routing might still be in question, but you never know.
Yeah, I mean, what isn't in question? It feels like,
Yeah, I mean, all these big festivals, like in the U.S. and like Europe, they just pretty much canceled. I mean, some of them were out in like September, October, and they just up and canceled them. It's like, man, you must know something that a lot of other people don't know, because to give up that much money and that much planning, that kind of tells you the stuff's pretty severe,
Yeah, and that's where Heavy Mountain ended up landing. Was I started on that in December. I already had 4 months of work into that. I had a full lineup confirmed, was ready to announce, and just doesn't. I just don't think. I don't think it makes sense. You know what I mean? It's bringing in a lot of different bands from a lot of different areas, and it was also at that point where it was like you gotta like break it or make it. So you start throwing out a lot of money in promotion and other ads and stuff like that. And so I feel that it was wisest to just back off of this year and kind of swallow the bullet that was 4 months of work, and then to have to backpedal on all that work. And but I just feel more confident in just pushing things to 20 or 21 than to risk a lot for 2020.
I was wondering if it was going to happen or not. I was crossing my fingers, but when I saw the announcement, I was like, well, I can't say I'm surprised. I'm also not the one putting my time and effort into it, so I can't be mad, and nobody else can either. It's just one of those unfortunate things.
Yeah, it is what it is. And like I said, I'm just as bummed. I look forward to that. It's like one of my biggest projects that I work on, every year. And I love it and love what goes into it, and how many just hugs I give, on that day. And, just like everyone, all the homies in the whole Southeast seem like they're there. So, so we'll do it right in 2021, and we'll make up for it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I got some bands that asked me to drop their name to you privately, so maybe we'll do that after we get done with this. Well, sure. How did you get into the promotion aspect of music around here?
Yeah, I've been promoting shows since I was like in high school, honestly. So like senior year in high school is when I started putting on my first shows, and I brought down like Darkest Hour from DC. I like booked a lot of this like Legion Hall and whatnot, and then I moved to Harrisonburg, Virginia, which was like a college town I went to, and then got to book a lot of cool stuff there through my my college years, which was sweet. Like I got to book Mastodon on the Leviathan tour on an off date with Slayer at a redneck Chuck E. Cheese. So so that was pretty sick. And a lot of other cool stuff. So it started then, and then moved down to Asheville. I was down here for a few years. Kind of wanted to understand the market. And then after 3 or 4 years, I've been over in Orangeville for about 10 years. Got a better understanding on it. I was like, okay, cool. Let's do this, and let's start bringing some some extra stuff that maybe no one else is currently bringing to Asheville, and see how it goes. And the response has just been overwhelmingly beautiful. Like every Tone-worthy show, if it's like a sellout or just the room feels good, it's like there's like little that is more rewarding than that, or people just high-fiving you, cheersing you on the way out. That's what makes my heart swell.
Yeah, I'll say that the two shows that you've put us on have been some of our favorites. You put us on the inaugural Heavy Mountain Night 1, of course. You also put us on the Holy Grail, Striker, and Bewitcher show that you put on the Mothlight last year. Yeah, both of those were really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I love you boys. Yeah, no doubt. I always appreciate it, and I'm always looking for for new artists or whatever that are maybe trying to open up for some some regionals or some nationals or something like that. So I always appreciate y'all's the footwork that you put into a show. I know it always goes a long way with a promoter if you got a band that's like really eager and they're like hanging flyers and like it always makes me want to like work with you as much as possible, because I'm like, oh, thank you so much, that we can do this as a team.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling somebody the other day about working for promoters here in Asheville. It's like you go print out flyers and you don't have to spend a fortune because there's not many places to hang them. And most of the time when you go hang a flyer, somebody's already beat you to it. So, I mean, you can like print out like 10 flyers and keep half of them. And I mean, it's been well advertised well before you get there. So it's nice that everyone tries around here other than just Facebook invites,
Yeah, for sure. And I especially see that a lot on tour, like in bigger cities when it's like, there's just so much saturation that they're not worried about it, hanging up a flyer for your show or anything like that. But yeah, Asheville's always been really good about that. There's nothing I love more than seeing, like a telephone pole just covered in staples. Because I mean, I know that I walk through there, I'm like, oh, this has got a good, lively city. Hell yeah, that means it got a good nightlife, So I like walking around Asheville and seeing that, especially down on Lexington Avenue or Haywood.
Yeah, the telephone pole in front of the Mothlight is a pretty busy pole, and down on Lexington with Static Age and all the way up through there is usually pretty busy with flyers too. So those are usually the places I go first, and then there's a few other ones I know of that I'll hit. Try to get more eyes on it.
Yeah, typically what I do is I'll do like I'll start like my online promo like 3 months out, and then I'll do like street promo about 2 to 4 weeks out. 4 weeks for like record shops and whatnot because they'll let you hang them longer. But then everything 2 weeks and under shops, that's like where they'll actually start hanging them. So yeah, I just do things in like phases. I do like and a lot of that kind of helps. It's hard trying to figure out the day when they rip the posters off the poles, though. So that's still a mystery I'm trying to figure out.
It would be nice if it was the day after the show, but I have a feeling it's probably not.
No. They paid some street sweeper to come through there and rip all that shit down.
Yeah. Well, man, we're gonna keep this one short. I just got one question for you. What's your favorite Matt Bayles produced album besides yours, of course?
Oh, let me see. Yeah, I mean, it's like, the classic thing would be like Remission or Leviathan, just because like when I heard those albums, so much for me, and then that, like I said, in that same year, with actually like being able to book Mastodon on the Leviathan tour, I'll have to be a little cliche on this one, and I will say Leviathan.
Sure. Do you know why they don't come back to Asheville anymore by any chance?
No, I'm not 100% sure, besides the fact that they're probably just kind of like, I mean, they're obviously way too big for Orange Peel now. And, but the drummer's dad lives here in town. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure, besides the fact I know they're too big for Orange Peel. And so, I mean, their next move would be Thomas Wolfe or the Civic Center or something like that. But I know they were supposed to drop an album. I think a new album this year too, or an EP at least. I would love to. One day, I hope to have, once Heavy Mountain grows, to have the budget to spend some money on the big boys.
If you get Mastodon for Heavy Mountain, Micah will probably pay you to be on the poster somewhere.
Yeah, just like his face.
Just we don't have to play. Just put our name on the poster. That's all he wants.
Yeah, just his face. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll sell him a sponsor ad.
Sure. Yeah, he'd probably do it. Yeah, just as long as his name is on the poster with Mastodon, that's his goal, I think. So
that's right. It's funny. Yeah. Who knows? I'd like to think of some big plans for year 5. So we'll see how things go. I've been like wrangling myself in because a lot of this is just like personal risk money. So I gotta like, hey, I mean, like Heavy Mountain last year, was a portion of what would be my house. So just gotta be confident in it. That's for damn sure. And I'm not this year.
Yeah, I don't blame you. With everything going on, man, it's just hard to waste money on something that's probably not going to happen anyway. But at least we'll have next year to look forward to. So hopefully everything will be back on track. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. Like, I'm really missing it. I mean, I love like my property that I got out, got down here, and I got some land, I got some acres, and a pond and a garden and all that good stuff. But and that's, like I said, unfortunate where I'm at. But goddamn, I miss being in a room where the mix is just on point and the energy is there, and it just my heart aches for it.
Any live stream plans coming up, or you guys just gonna play live when you can?
Yeah, currently no live stream plans. We haven't even like been in a room together. From a Bask perspective, we haven't been in a room together, and I don't know. We went down to Florida and did some dates with Torch in February, and that was the last time we kind of jammed. So that was like late February, so March. Yeah, so we have like 2 months. I think we'll probably just kind of lay low in it and just focus a lot on Elder. I know there's supposed to be some Europe stuff happening for us as well in September. That's not announced, but so we're sorting all that, even if that's going to happen. But we have a tour booked for Europe in September, but that also has, like I said, big question mark on it. So
the whole world has a big question mark on it right now. So yeah. So everyone, go check out Ray's band Bask on Bandcamp, Spotify, YouTube, all the major streaming platforms. Buy their merch. Their last album is excellent, as is their previous two. And man, thanks for coming on and talking.
Yeah, thanks so much for reaching out. Really appreciate it, Jason. And give when you're able, give you and all your boys a big hug for me.
Well, we haven't been together either in quite a while. I don't think we jammed since March, beginning of March. So yeah, one day when I see them all again, whenever that is.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll all be at the same time.
We have actually, the one good thing is we've been discovering how to do riffs and sending electric drum tracks remotely. So we're actually still working on songs. So it's fun,
Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, I've been definitely doing the same thing out here. I think I already think I got like 3 songs written since we all quarantined. So I've been chugging along.
Well, Ray, I appreciate you coming on, and this has been episode 7 of the Ale Horn Podcast. We will see you next time for episode 8. Thanks for listening.